Well, let's start from the beginning, which you have to take and folks, so you understand, OmniCurrent is a technology provider and is providing the up the advanced exchange software to other exchanges, starting with strong local partners who we call boxes. But let's start with Modulus because you already have acquired Modulus. Let's talk to people about what Modulus is, and then we can walk through the door into the group that's updating and it will be adding Radatech to it.
So yeah, Modulus is one of the premier, if not the most premier, exchange cryptocurrency exchange software providers out there. They also, prior to cryptocurrency exchanges coming into existence, they have been providing trading software to some of the biggest names on the planet, Morgan Stanley and Bank of America, and those types of financial names. So they took their experience of creating trading software for those guys and created the premier cryptocurrency exchange, and they have exchanges running their software all over the globe. So that's who I targeted, being
So
the best.
let me whoa, let me back up because I may have just learned something here. Hold on. So Modulus has already been working, for many years in the standard exchange world. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
Well, you mean from the trading standpoint, what I
Yeah,
was
for the
talking about?
trading. Yes, trading.
So,
Sure.
so what they were, there's the software that I purchased was had two major pieces. One major piece was if a hedge fund wanted to create their own trading software so that their internal staff can trade using software that they created rather than using some software off the shelf. So they would get an API from the Chicago Board of Trade and they would trade, for example, oil futures on their own software internally. That way they could create the software the way they wanted to create it. They could create automated bots and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I mean from a trading standpoint. And so because of that experience, they were then able to create the premier cryptocurrency exchange because it's the same concept. A
Yes.
cryptocurrency exchange allows people to trade whatever cryptocurrencies are on the exchange, right? They can buy and sell and speculate and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay. Now let me just here's where my key question is. So that answers my question. Here's the next step. Are you saying that the Modulus software is in how many it's in exchanges all over the world?
yes, many exchanges are already using Modulus. The difference is those exchanges obviously don't have Radatech, but it is running some of the biggest exchanges in existence right now. Yes.
Right. Now, this is pure speculation. Okay, so folks, speculation, underline it. Now, if we update Modulus with Radatech, theoretically, as more and more of these partners of ours in different countries start their exchanges, are using our Modulus Radatech match, is it real? And they see how well they're doing. Would it would it be somewhat simple for them to be able to update their just straight up modular software and then bring in our updated software?
Well, absolutely. So once we make the
Oh.
modifications to Modulus or the exchange code, then it would be very simple for us to consult with existing exchanges that are running Modulus and say, hey, you better pay attention to this. This is blockchain 2.0, and they'll see that, right? That all these great Radatech technology is out there because of course anybody that's in the industry is paying attention to what's happening in the industry. It's not that huge yet, so they're gonna go if they call us, hey, or we call them, either way, and say, yeah, we know exactly what to do to update your code so you can have all these coins on your exchange also.
Oh. Okay, another light bulb. I mean, I'm slow, Jude. You know that. I'm a little slow. I'm not the early adopter in this office by any stroke of the imagination. I still have my flip phone. Not only I do not have a flip phone.
I wish I did too.
I have a Samsung phone, and these Apple lights are constantly berating me for not having their Apple phone. But I am a lone standout here. All there's more Samsung guys than Apple guys. But anyway, so okay, so here we are. I hope I haven't digressed too far with that. But the point is that once you've updated Modulus with the Radatech piece, then theoretically down the line we're in an ideal position to be able to upgrade. We'd probably start with smaller exchanges. I don't think Binance is going to be doing any major change, but would that be part of the strategy of yours?
Absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't it be? I don't think Binance is running Modulus. I'm not 100% sure, but there are some big ones that are, and then some smaller ones. Absolutely. So some of these smaller ones that are trying to get traction, right? They're trying to differentiate themselves. Then they'd be the ones to go to and go, hey, look, here it is, and we can help you. So it makes perfect sense.
That's interesting. So, okay, so let's talk about the group that you are going to have upgrade the Modulus software. How well do they know the Modulus software?
Okay, so the programmers that I'm dealing with are the ones who actually wrote the Exchange software for Modulus. And
Oh,
when I bought the software package from Modulus, they said, okay, these are the guys. Anything you need done or modified or changed, these are the guys to talk to.
so that's who you've been in communication with over the last few months preparing for this. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. And they've written other software for me using other aspects of the Modulus code for trading. I'm also a part-time trader, so I've been kind of dabbling with that. And they've made changes to the software for me, and they're just phenomenal.
Okay, great. Okay, so these folks were actually part of the team that wrote the code for Modulus. Number one, you've already been using them for other projects, and you've felt satisfied.
Absolutely. They just yeah, and I just I've been dealing with programmers since, let's see, I'm gonna age myself here. You were talking about aging yourself, but mid 90s.
Wow.
I've been managing programmers, and so I've been through it. I've dealt with my first programmers that I've dealt with were in South America. Then I dealt with some in Florida. Then I dealt with some in India. Then I've dealt with some in China. I've dealt with some Eastern Europe. India was like for the longest amount of time. So I've dealt with every type of programmer and not every type, but a large amount. And these guys just they've gone above and beyond, and they're great.
And what type of experience in terms of the software side? I mean, the actual team of OmniCurrent. I mean, how many years of experience does the combined team have in this tech world of software and software development, software integration?
If combined, it's in I don't know hundreds of years. I mean, we have a fairly large team. We did cut back recently because we finished some major projects, but it's massive. I mean, my main partner is my CTO. He's been doing it almost as long as I have. I think since like 1997 or 98. I
Did,
started
did
around
I did I
94,
meet
95.
did I meet him at Kevin Harrington Studios? Was that the fellow?
Yes,
That guy was
Hitesh. Yes,
a genius.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that guy was something. I was ready to steal him from you. Any rate, I mean, he
yeah.
was
Well,
good.
good
Then, of
luck.
course, I found out he's one of the principals, and I said, "Well, I guess that plan has been dashed."
Yeah.
Um, so let's walk further. So I have had myself significant experience in working with local partners in other countries. I will just give you an example. I had a big telephone company here in the United States I wanted to get a very significant multi-million-dollar contract in Puerto Rico, and I got nowhere trying to do it by, the cold call method, believe me. And I talked to one person who I asked, what kind of connections do you have in Puerto Rico? He said, well, I do a lot of things with the son of the former governor, current congressman. I think we can be helpful in getting the contract. Within 6 months, the contract's in-house, done, and we're breaking ground. So, and that's in Puerto Rico. I have seen over and over again, if you want to do business in many different countries, the smartest thing to do is not to try to go in there, stick your own office in there, and away you go. It's actually to identify, recruit, and contract a strong local partner. In some countries, it's political. In some countries, it's military. In some countries, it's business. Talk to me about what you've already accomplished starting in. I'd love your comments on what I just said, and then I'd like to have you talk about what's already happening in Panama and India.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, yeah, I've always dealt with the locals there, especially in these countries in Latin America, India, even Europe. I mean, they know the market, they know the right people, they know where the pitfalls are, and for us operating here in the United States to think that from here we can launch some operation in, say, Panama without a local partner is naive, and it's just a recipe for disaster. So, and we have already contracted with a local partner in, for example, Panama and India, and the partners that we have there are very well connected, and they are very well vetted by us. If I can't, the our Panama partners are in such a high level. It's a small country. There's about 5 million people in a country total, and about 4 million of them in Panama City, Panama. So if you get in these countries like that, if you get with the right people, it's pretty easy to make the right connections. Fortunately, we have been doing business there through one of my partners and one of my other businesses for over 20 years, and they were in the finance business and resort business. So yeah, it's just at that stage you just get to know the best people. So that's the people that I reached out to and say, look, here's what we got. We've got blockchain 2.0, when it's going to revolutionize the cryptocurrency space, and we've got the best code for cryptocurrency exchange, and we've got amazing programmers and talent, and an idea which is going to just absolutely change the face of cryptocurrency world. And we're looking for the best partners, and we found them. And so we did the same thing in India. I have had an office in India since 2005, and from that you get to know a lot of people, and we have partners in that business who run our India operation, and it's just required when your business gets big in those cities. You just get to know the right people, and you have to do things correctly and operate according to the rules there, right? So, and that's just how we're going to do it. Especially if it's being here in the U.S., we need to have the right people in these other jurisdictions. It's just absolutely required.
That's a perfect description. And so, in a nutshell, OmniCurrent is the provider of the software and the ongoing management and running of the software, as well as providing marketing support. The local partner is responsible for the hardware, let's just call it hardware, and the regulatory approvals and getting set up on the business side, and they'll be involved on the local marketing. So we'll be coming in, or OmniCurrent will be doing marketing from the airdrop. They're going to be doing the massive air cover marketing, promoting the different tokens, promoting the different companies involved with the exchange, and then at a local level, you have the local partner. Is that a reasonable explanation of how we're operating?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I may not. I'm sure I'm not aware of everything that's happening in the industry, but I don't believe anybody's quite come up with this structure yet. And for all intents and purposes, it's like a franchise, right? And the cryptocurrency is obviously not going anywhere. It's going to be something that exists in every country, and multiple of them in every country around the world. So what OmniCurrent is proposing to do and will do is basically have franchises in as many countries as possible, operating the next level or the next generation cryptocurrency exchange and cryptocurrencies for the exchange for the next generation cryptocurrencies. And so the possibilities are just amazing. I mean, if Binance does $1 billion a year, and they're just one company or one exchange, when that's what I like to call distributed, because that's what a cryptocurrency is, distributed technology. When we distribute this concept of Redatech and the exchange amongst, how many countries are there in the United States? I mean, the world, 150 or so. That's the possibility. It could be one in every country that's running the OmniCurrent concept, right?
And all of and franchises is a great way to describe it, although they obviously won't be franchises, but it does give you a mental picture of it. Won't each of these franchises or companies, partners, will be interlocked with the other people too. So you're starting to build up a mesh network of relationships, correct?
Right, exactly. So one of the issues that some of these cryptocurrency exchanges run into is liquidity. So somebody comes in and wants to buy or sell a coin or whatever they want to do, and there's not enough, or a larger group of traders wants to buy or sell. So what we're going to be able to do with this network is pass everybody's liquidity to the other exchanges, and that's how the Forex market works. Forex doesn't have a central exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. Forex is a bunch of banks all loosely connected and supply all their liquidity to anybody that wants to trade Forex. So basically, we'll be able to create that with Redatech and cryptocurrencies on all these different exchanges.
That's a fabulous way to describe it. It's kind of taking the concept of Forex, which gives maximum movable liquidity.
Right.
Huh. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, you got me thinking, big boy. So, right now, we did our first announcement on this a couple, 2, 3 weeks back, about the opening of a friends and family round. We just did one simple announcement, didn't promote it. In fact, it didn't promote it at all. And right now, we have a friends and family round. It's limited and it's filling up really fast, as evidenced by, well, anyway, a lot of people are getting their subscription forms in. And it's a friends and family round. It's limited and we can only have 35 non-accredited investors. A non-accredited investor is somebody who makes less than 200,000 a year as an individual for 3 years, or $300,000 a year for 3 years as a couple, or has a net worth of $1 million or more, not counting the house. Well, I just described an accredited investor. So an accredited investor are those things. A non-accredited investor is not those things. So there's only 35 slots for non-accredited investors, and there's I can't say limitless accredited, because we actually are, Jude, is limiting this to a relatively small raise, far less than even a crowd fund, but because obviously right now the deal or the offer, which I'm not going to describe here, it's in a PPM, you will never be able to get units for this price again. And remember one thing, and this is a key thing, and this is a key selling point for companies that get involved with us. We will be tokenizing the units. So when people are owners of OmniCurrent, those units are going to be tokenized using Radatech. And then those units will be available on the very exchanges that we are outfitting, which means for the first time that I can think of, a privately held company can actually be a liquefied company that offers significant liquidity. And I can tell you right now, as a sidebar, folks involved with Digital Frontier Marketing, we will be tokenizing our units. And I believe that's the same thing Radatech is going to be doing itself. So I want you, if you want me to send you the prospectus, the PPM, take down this email address right now. Make sure you write it down carefully. It's Bob at digitalcurrencygrowth.com. Digitalcurrencygrowth.com. Bob at digitalcurrencygrowth.com. Send that to me with the subject line NEWCO. NEWCO. That's for a new company, NEWCO. And that's the only email address I'm using for people because we are doing it in the order of when the people ask for the PPM. It's first come, first serve. So if you want to get the PPM, get involved. The entrance level is very affordable. We're not, the entrance level isn't $100,000 or $10,000. It's very affordable. So if you want information, you are considered a friend or family or associate with us because you have taken the time to be on my webinars relentlessly. So you qualify as somebody we can provide this information to. Jude, is there anything else you'd like? Let me say it again. You email me at bob@digitalcurrencygrowth.com, subject line, NEWCO, and I will send you out the PPM. Jude, do you have anything else to say?
Well, I just think I think you covered it all. Just glad to be here. I'm looking forward to this project. Like I mentioned previously, I'm a systems developer, and I started developing systems, software systems, and web-based systems, and did things before they were, mainstream. And this project is by far the most exciting project that I've ever been involved in, and may be the most exciting project I'm ever involved in my life because of what is just transpiring here with cryptocurrency. So I'm looking forward to it. Thanks everybody for listening, and have a great night.
Thank you much, Jude. I'm glad you attended. And once again, before we do our drawing for 5 winners of crypto cloud coins, which by the way, once those first partners, local partners, light up their Modulus updated with Radatech technology, all of a sudden you can place your cloud coins on that and away you go. So let's go ahead and find out who the heck won tonight. Let's see. Let's start our drawing right now. 5, and it's 5 winners. 1,000 cloud coins each. Here's our first winner, number 64. The $64,000 question. Okay, who is winner number 2? Number 79, attendee number 79er. Who's the next winner? Boom. Attendee number 9. Who is the next winner? Bing, bam, boom. Attendee number 46. Who's the next and last winner? Boom! 93. Wow, that's great. Well, I hope this is helpful. I hope this is informational. You got insight into Facebook, stable coins, and all sorts of other things. I'm glad you attended. You'll continue to get great news and fresh news from us all the time. Thank you much.